Guys, I'm back and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about something different. I wanted to talk to you about my journey to weight loss. I recently started Zepbound, which is a Tirzepatide. Mounjaro, I believe, is the same thing, but they are different in the fact that one is for weight loss, one is for diabetes. So the reason is a little disturbing why I had to start this, or I didn't have to, but I made that decision because I've totally been against doing any of these shots for weight loss, or maybe I thought of it as a crutch or something. I did do phentermine because I was getting crazy cravings, but back in September of last year, I had a surgery. And I'll tell you guys about that later on, but I had surgery, and before that I had to have blood work done, and my blood work was good. I had lost 40 pounds, and it was awesome. I had been like the smallest that I've been in, I don't know, decades probably. Maybe a decade. But I had been the smallest that I had been in a long time without really doing much else than walking and just eating less. But it was a stressful time in my life. My mom had died. Me and my fiance at the time had split up. So, had that little bit of weight loss during that. Then had my surgery. Then when I moved back in with him, now, as you guys know, if you've ever watched my channel, I do drive an hour and a half to work and an hour and a half back to live in this beautiful country. Totally worth it. But it was taking a toll on my body in many different ways. The inflammation in my body was so bad. I'd have such pain, like sitting in traffic, from my shoulders down to my hands. And then recently I started, realizing my legs were swelling up. It was like I had fluid in my legs because they felt like they were tight. And I've not experienced anything of like that. Dog's going crazy over a bug in a very, very long time. So a friend of mine at work went through a doctor that only dealt with weight loss, and they create their own compound or whatever, and she was doing that. So I saw her start to lose weight, but it was so expensive. It was like $400 a month. So she decided to call CVS. We use CVS Caremark through our job to see what, is offered with our medical insurance. And come to find out, there's a program that we can go through. And it's not just for our company, but our company uses this program. So it's basically like a teledoc system where you create an appointment with this teledoc system, and that's the only way that you can really get approved with our insurance to be able to get these medications at insurance coverage, I should say. So I did that, and one of the things they make you do, which I think is great, is they make you do all your blood work. And I did it, and I was like, well, the first time I chickened out and I didn't do the appointment. So I waited about a month later. It took a long time to get the appointment. It's about a month and a half to get the appointment. But I was like, well, I'm not in a hurry because I don't even know if I want to do this. I'm on phentermine. I could only take half of a phentermine because it made me really, really anxious. And, me and my fiance would fight because I'd be anxious about everything. So I was very moody. But I didn't think that it was helping me with things like not wanting to drink alcohol in the evenings to wind down, and not craving my sugar all the time. So sometimes it did, sometimes it did not. But again, I couldn't even take a whole pill because I was so anxious with it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do this. I went ahead and I did the consultation, and the consultation went well with the dietitian first, and then my regular doctor. But when I got my labs back from the regular doctor, because she made me go and do the labs before she would prescribe me anything, just to make sure that my numbers were good. My cholesterol was really high. I can't remember what else. I had some other things that were, borderline. But the one thing that I noticed that was way out of whack for me was my A1C. Never in my life have I had a high A1C, and my A1C had me pre-diabetic. Never. I've always had low blood sugar. This time it was the opposite. So I was like, no, we're not living like this. We are going to get healthy. We're going to do what we have to do. And if that means, taking medication for a little bit, then I'll do it. So I did my first shot last Tuesday. And it's only 2.5 megs. The one thing I can tell you, it was hard to find. The pharmacy that they sent it to, which we're out in the country, it was a CVS. But they're like, we really have a hard time getting this in. And they had sent me a message saying that it was out of stock. So I started calling around to different pharmacies. And when I actually called and spoke to somebody at my pharmacy, because I couldn't find it anywhere, he was like, well, they have it at this pharmacy near you. That's really the only one. So I was like, yes, please send it over there. And they did. And I was able to get it, got my first shot. The first thing that I noticed was I got very relaxed. A lot of people I hear say they get tired. Now, I am on the smallest dose, so I felt relaxed. That's how I would describe it. And so it was maybe 8 o'clock in the evening when I did it, because I had to wait to go to the pharmacy till after my fiance got home, because I had the kids. And he gave me a shot in my right arm, in the fattiest place on my right arm the first time. And I just got really tired. I started feeling a little bit nauseous. Woke up the next morning feeling very full. And that next day, so Wednesday, probably starting Tuesday night, in the middle of the night, I started using the bathroom. And then Wednesday, when I say using the bathroom, I mean like having to urinate over and over and over again. So all day Wednesday, I dealt with that. All night Wednesday night, throughout the night, I got up to use the bathroom. And I noticed I was getting dry mouth. It was crazy. But on Thursday, it was 4th of July, and I stepped on the scale. And I had weighed myself the day I had the appointment with the doctor, the day before I got my medication. I weighed myself, and I weighed in at, 10 pounds more than what I weighed at that day. So I had 2 different scales. They give you a withing scale with the program that I'm doing, so it sends the information directly to your doctor. It's already set up for you, I guess, because all we did was, turn it on basically. But I had another scale that I had used from another Teladoc system the day before, so I was like, well, this can't be right. Let me go ahead and step on the other scale and just see what that one says, the original scale that I was using. So the scale that I used at first, when I stepped on that scale, I was like, okay, that's the highest weight that I've been in over a year, probably a year and a half. I had a miscarriage January 2023, and when I had that miscarriage, I weighed a lot, but I was 8 weeks pregnant, so you tend to gain weight. But I had not weighed that much since then. So when I started, just constantly peeing for 2 days, I'm guessing I was holding on to all this water with the inflammation, and it just ended up, coming out. So I weighed myself, and I was at my highest that I've been in such a long time on Tuesday or Monday. And then Thursday, when I re-weighed myself, I was down 10 pounds by the scale that I was using for the other Teladoc system. So when I put myself on the scale that they gave me, the withing scale, it had me at 12 pounds down. But I wasn't going by that because I know I want to get the exact same result, and I didn't set it up until after I had my shot. So I am still using both scales because I want to see the true change from the first day that I weighed on my original Teladoc scale to the weight that I am when I decide to weigh myself, because right now I'm I weighed myself like 2 days later, and I had put on 2 pounds, but I do think it was like from water coming back into my body, being more hydrated, knowing that I need to be more hydrated. That is something that they tell you with this medicine. So now I'm on the second week. Last week, the first week, my hunger was not there at all until maybe the weekend. So I took the shot on Tuesday. By like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I started feeling a little bit of hunger, where I could eat a little bit more. I really couldn't eat hardly anything for those first few days. But by the weekend, I was hungry again. And it's the same this week. So at the beginning of the week, when I had the shot this time, I did it in this arm. So when I had the shot this time, it wasn't in the fattiest part of the arm. He just put it in the middle of the arm. And I didn't really think about it. But I noticed that there is a difference on my level of appetite. I have more appetite this week. And again, I'm only on 2.5, so that could be the reason. I did have that slight nausea. And when you take the shot, you do feel a little bit relaxed. So I felt that first day on the second week. And the hunger control was different. I can tell you that there was one day where his truck for work broke down. So he had to wait for another truck to be changed out. And so we were just kind of scrambling for something to eat for dinner. Gave the kids hot dogs, which I don't generally eat, and I never eat a hot dog with a bun anyway. But I did cook up 2 ballpark hot dogs, and they were just really greasy and salty. And so when I woke up in the middle of the night, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning, my stomach was making some crazy noises, and I was just like, I don't know what that is. I can't be hungry or anything. But then I started like feeling like I was having burning sensations. So then I went to get up to use the bathroom just to tinkle a little bit. And I ended up, once I got up and stood up, I started feeling really, really nauseous. And I ended up throwing up that night in the middle of the night because my stomach was so sour from those hot dogs. And there was a lot of grease in it. There was a lot of salt in it, I guess. But I did learn that you have to be very careful with the level of grease that you have. And you have to be careful with spice. You need to have something around for heartburn regardless, whether you're having greasy and spicy stuff or not. But I have to have Tums beside me, and I realize if I take Pepsid, the chewable Pepsid tablets, those are even better, but you can only take those twice a day. So do keep that in mind if you have that issue. But yeah, so right now it is Saturday of the week of my second shot. Remember, I had this shot on Tuesday. Yesterday we went to the movies, had popcorn, things that I haven't been, eating. We had pizza for dinner last night. Of course, I couldn't eat like I would normally eat. But I would prefer not to be able to eat it at all if I didn't have any appetite for that sort of thing. But there have been some things this week that I have had more of than I did that first week. So I can tell you, I don't know if I want to count this week as a real week to go by, because this week would be a PMS week. So usually like the week before my cycle, I have crazy cravings for sugar. It's just the way that it is. And I have things that I would not normally eat. And that's, bugs. Sorry, I'm outside in the country. June bugs, I think, are flying around right now. We've got cicadas, June bugs, horseflies out here, bumblebees, anything that you can think of. Anyway, so this week I would not count necessarily as a normal week and what I would normally expect from being on Tirzepatide. So I don't want to weigh until after my cycle, because I don't believe it's going to give me a true rating or a true weight, because I will have gained weight. I always do gain water weight. I feel very bloated before my cycle, whereas actually right now I don't feel as bloated, probably because the Zepbound makes me use the bathroom. It makes me pee a lot, so maybe that's why. But I still am not eating as much. But I'll really want to wait until next week, and I'll do an update and see if I've lost any more weight. Next week, after my cycle has gone, I have a very short cycle. So it'll be a few days and I'll be, back to normal. But it's the week before for me. Like, I can handle my cycle because it's so short and I don't have a lot of complications. But it's the week before that really gets me, because I get so moody and I get very bloated. Anyway, so yeah, 10 pounds of water weight in 2 days. Like, that was unexpected. And I'm going to do a video on what I eat and the side effects that I didn't expect. Of course, you expect to have gastrointestinal side effects because they tell you about that. But there are some side effects in there that I just didn't really expect. And I really want to talk about that in a video by itself, so that if you are on the fence about doing this, if you're on the fence about taking, I don't know if semaglutide is the same, just the Ozempic is the same on the Zepbound. If you are on the fence, there are some side effects that I find to be really actually a plus. So I'll get into that in another video, but just 10 pounds down in a week from has to be water weight. And I really won't know about fat loss until I get on the scale after my cycle and just see, what is sticking, what I've actually lost. So I can't complain about that. If you have any questions about Tirzepatide, what it's like being on it, leave them down in the comment section and subscribe, because I know my channel is about living a job optional life. I can tell you having health insurance is a plus for having a job, because I was able to get this medication for only about $40-something with my insurance and with my discount card that they give you. But we are about to get a pool, above ground pool put up in the yard. So my fiance is coming with a guy to help him flatten out some place in this yard to put a pool. So I'm going to get inside so he's not making a bunch of noise while I'm trying to record a video. But I'm going to make another video. Any questions that you have, leave them in the comment section, and I'll try and see if I can answer it, if it's something that I've experienced or if it's something that I know about. And if not, I do have other friends that are taking it right now, so they can help me answer those questions for you. All right, follow my journey. And then if you are also looking to have a job optional life, I do want to talk about that more on this channel. Right now, my focus is on digital products and digital marketing. If you have a business idea or if you have a product that you sell, you've got to learn digital marketing. You've got to learn how to market online in this digital age. I'm not 25 years old. I'm in my 40s, and it's sometimes hard to learn things that are not things that we were taught when we were younger. But we have to move forward in this digital age. And if you are good at something, whether it be you are a life coach, or you are someone who is good at encouraging, or you're somebody who offers a service, you've got to learn how to market yourself. You've got to learn how to market products. If you've ever wanted to create your own product, I have something that will help you learn how to do that. And I want you to be able to choose to live a job optional life, a life where you don't have to have a job. You can work for yourself. You can work with the schedule that you want. You can work on your time wherever you are. If you are somebody who has to take care of an aging family member, or a child who is unhealthy, or another family member, or you just want to be there for your kids while they're growing up, you can live a job optional life. You can do your own thing at your own pace on your own time. So my videos on this channel, most of them are about that, but there are other parts of my life I don't mind sharing, and this is one of them, because it's exciting. It's an exciting time that we're in, where we can actually be able to lose weight in such a way that so far has not been harmful. And if you go and you look at people who've actually done it, most of them find that it's definitely not harmful for your body. It's a benefit. And I'll get into that more, like I said, in another video, because there are some really great side effects, if you want to call them that, to taking tirzepatide. Anyway, you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We're getting ready to get this pool in. My fiance is texting me, so I better get to him. All right, you guys have a great day. Bye.